This is general advice and my opinions only. CFDs are high risk, past performance isn't reliable, I may be long or short CFDs and stocks mentioned. Content may contain language that offends some viewers. LEVRD operates as corporate authorised representative 001318377 under AFSL 548573. You can find our financial services guide via the LEVRD website link in the show notes.
Righto, bag holders and stop loss owners, time for a quick bloody update of what the punting's doing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, quick bit of news, quick bit of punting update, and a quick new feature from Canetoad. Check this out. You don't worry about Wamex anymore. You don't need it. You just need the toad. So, all you do, if you want all the data from a tenement, here it is here. Click bloody view tenement and it'll bring up download data, and you can download all the drill holes, all the assays, all the surface samples, all the Wamex reports, and download CSVs, and Bob's your bloody uncle. Canetoad is so much more than a 3D drill hole visualizer. It is bloody Wamex ComSec, and it is unbelievable. Link in the show notes. Get your month for free. You're mad not to try it. Oh my God, geez, this wakes me up. It's better than a vape. Canetoad is better than a vape. Now that is saying something. Right, let's get into it. Okay, commodities. Oh my God, gold at 45.44. Fuck me. Oh my God, this is just, I should have shorted gold. The love has gone out of gold. It's still 45.44 US. It's still over $6,000 an ounce Aussie, but it's unbelievable. The Fed held rates last night in the US. Powell's not going to be chairman anymore of the Fed, but we still don't know what's happening with Iran, because as you can see, the bloody oil price, Brent crude, is bloody back way up. I've got 120 a barrel here. What have I got over here? Yep, 112 on the IG one, so for Brent. So it's just bloody it's not good. Not good. The bloody Iran things just keeps going. Silver's back down to 71. Copper's pulled back a little bit, 586 a pound. Iron ore sitting at 108. Rare earths back down to 99.70. Nickel has been creeping up, $8.65. So the flavour's coming out of Indonesian nickel a bit, and yeah, that is, it's a bit of a quiet achiever at the moment. Spodumene's flying, still at 2,600 for spodumene, 6% on the FOB Platts. So that is going well. Thermal coal, still at 133.70, so that's still up 20% for the 3 months. Uranium just sitting pretty flat, 86.25, not doing much. So that's what's going on. Majors overnight. Only positives of really Albemarle, so because lithium is in flavour. Exxon was up 2.5%, but Goldie's, like Barrick was down 2%, Newmont down 2.5%, Freeport for gold and copper down 2.5%. So going to be a bit of pain, I reckon, on bloody gold and copper and all that shit today. But yesterday wasn't too bad. It actually was flat, went up because it all went down shitloads the day before at the end of trade. US went down heaps, pretty flat. So we'll see if we can just get a flat day. It'd be nice. A flat fucking day. Anyway, we're about to find out. So Trump-Iran update. It's fucking standstill, really. So obviously, he obviously nearly got shot again, but apparently, Iran sent a Trump a peace proposal to end the war and open the strait and deal with the nuclear issue afterwards. But Trump wants the nuclear issue dealt with at the outset. This could go on for bloody ages. The strait is still effectively closed. And as you can see, Trump's just continuing his usual stuff on True Social. Iran can't get their act together. They don't know how to sign a non-nuclear deal. They better get smart soon. So he's effectively using the leverage he's got of just blockading the strait. And you've got UAE leaving OPEC. You've got, so Iran's obviously suffering because they can't get their oil out. So it appears the US are just going to do this until they freaking yield as a country. So, yeah, anyway, we'll wait and see. But, yeah, oil's back up. And until then, for friggin' gold and everything, it's going to be bloody a bit negative. So until something actually resolves. But that could happen at any moment. That's the thing. That's why I'm not wigging out. Probably should be. But an interest rate rise... Yeah, so many mixed reports on what's going to happen with bloody interest rates because no one fucking knows. But if fuel on that's already high, one point of view is like, is the US going to raise interest rates when fuel prices are already high and put more pressure on the economy? I don't think so. So they're staying flat at the moment because pretty much no one knows what's going on in the world. Liontown, before I get into the posse update, Liontown quarterly out today. Current holding, I am conflicted on this, but geez, it's much easier being long Liontown than short because it's going well. So they've ended up with 424 million cash at the quarter end. They've gone up 33 mil quarter on quarter. They did receive additional cash receipts of 64 mil for a shipment completed at the end of March. That was received in April, so that's not included in that. So average realised price, SC6 equivalent, US 18.45. So obviously sitting at 2,600 at the moment. They've hit their 1.5 million tonne annualised underground run rate in early Q3 and produced 96,000 tonne of spod concentrate. So lithium recovery averaging 61%. So they were still chucking open pit stockpile material through the plant. They did achieve 70% late March with underground ore being 2/3 of the feed mix. So that was, Tony O did say that Q4, what we're going into, is when it's going to be primary underground feed. So that was disclosed. The expansion plan's underway, which they released yesterday or the day before, I think. So they're procuring a 5.5 megawatt ball mill, heading back into the Northwest Flats, 77 mil to be spent on this expansion plan prior to FID. So 4 million tonnes back on the table effectively. And you just look at, as I said, the table quarter to quarter is freaking unbelievable. Average realised price for SC6 equivalent has gone from 985 to 1845, doubled effectively in one quarter. Bit under double. So their Aussie dollar per dry metric tonne sold, that went from 12.76 Aussie to 22.65 Aussie. Now, revenue 130 to 197, and you can see their operating costs have gone up per dry metric tonne sold. They did sell a bit less than they produced because you can see the concentrate sales did go down, so that would have attributed to that, but they're obviously all underground now. So that's a bit of a driver there, but that will, you would anticipate, lift a bit. So the concentrate production was down a bit. But as you can see, just on a revenue basis, that the SC6 spod price now is 40% higher at US 2,600 a tonne. So that 40% higher, purely just on a sales price, that would have equated to about $80 million extra revenue for what they've sold effectively. So instead of bush maths, but 40% higher price, instead of adding 30 odd mil to the balance sheet, they would have added 110. So that's interesting quarter coming up, because if this lithium price holds, and yeah, she's looking pretty bloody good. So we will wait and see, but the lithium price could go down. Who fucking knows? No, my luck. So maintaining long there. Fund update. So here's where I'm at. Oh, there's been a bit of changes. So, because I was long everything, and I'm like, once the gold put options went to shit, and like gold pretty much didn't go either way, so they went to nothing. So I'm pretty long gold. Still got Phoenix and Liontown that is not gold, but I'm like, what the fuck do I hedge? And all I've friggin' come up with was, I didn't want to hedge gold, but you look at this freaking NASDAQ, this could fucking burn me. But look at the weekly chart there. Like that, the NASDAQ has just absolutely ripped back to an all-time high. It's bloody, on the RSI, is freaking overbought. So that's my short at the moment, just to hedge bloody my longs, because I'm like, if gold rebounds or just goes back to 48, 5,000, who knows? Like, everything I'm in is either, in my opinion, undervalued or a developer or something that hasn't re-rated yet, and things are going to rip. So, and the way things are going, it's like, which ones do you fucking short? So that was the decision. So NASDAQ short is on that side of the exposure, and then long, Breakthrough's ticking up, 19.5. I'm nearly back to neutral there. So I did top up a bit on that at 16.5 cents, which proved to be beneficial. Now at 19.5. I'll go through them one by one, because Breakthrough is North Queensland copper. There's a bit happening. And they've started drilling, but they've also, the announcement come out that they've got a non-binding agreement with Boomer, the Indonesian mob, to sell the Mount Colin accommodation infrastructure. So not a deal to get rid of the resource, just selling the infrastructure to Boomer. And Boomer's the Indonesian mob that has just done the deal to buy Loyal Metals, which is a common director with Breakthrough as well. So they're the mob that's... They came over here for coal, but they're looking to get into copper as well. And they're in that Cloncurry, Isa region. There is plenty happening, which is where Breakthrough is. You've got True North, you've got Carnaby. Then you got Austral Resources. So they've got they've got the Rocklands mill. That's been a bit of a graveyard, that thing, but 3 million tonne processing mill. Much closer to all these projects than Mount Isa is, because Glencore, who knows what's happening with Glencore's concentrator and the smelter at Mount Isa. That's probably going to be bloody sold. Don't know who's going to pick that up. I think the concentrator, that's 6 million tonne. But Austral have got this Rocklands thing, and they appear to be potentially getting active in that region as well. They bought Lady Loretta off Glencore. They've got Lady Annie, all that. Lady Annie's producing, I think. That's the oxide side. That's the heap leach operation, but they're refurbed. So pretty much they've got a 3 million tonne mill, and they need feed. And so the likes of Carnaby, True North, Breakthrough, like in that region, they're going to need feed from them to feed this sulphide mill near Cloncurry. So there's plenty happening. The Indonesian mobs are getting active. So hence, that's why bloody, bloody Breakthrough's bloody ticked up for me, and that's bloody helped the fund a bit. Back to neutral. God, if only I freaking didn't buy just before the war, but I topped up a bit, so I got the average price down. Liontown is going freaking well, up 27%. In at $1.90, up at $2.43 yesterday, and I'm pretty sure, so IGO, because I paired that with IGO, and IGO obviously had the downgrade. So I think I was in IGO at 8.20, covered the short at 7.45. It did go down to about 7 that day. It went up to 7.70. I covered it early, which was good. Then back down to 7, so I could have got it better, but it's sort of crept back up now. So declining grade and everything at Greenbushes, and the underperformance there, based on the holy grail of what Greenbushes used to be. Saw them downgrade as predicted. So that worked well. So now I'm just long Liontown, because that seems to be just gradually ticking up. As I said, $2.43. Remember, they were getting takeover bids at $3, and the landscape has significantly changed, and all they've got's the 300 mil Ford debt, because the LG note's been converted, and they've got 420 mil cash. So things are looking on the up there. West African Resources, it's pulled back a bit, back to $3 too. So it was going well. It's pulled back a lot. The Burkina thing, the overhang's been taken away, but gold prices bloody pulled back a lot. Still got high price targets on there. It's still classed as one of the cheapest I guess, EV per ounce producers, but obviously being in Burkina presents some risk to that stock. But the cash they're printing is phenomenal. So it's whether it's going to have some sort of re-rate eventually or not. Now this overhang's been taken away, but gold price being down at 45.50 is not helping that. Brightstar, still waiting for that to just go up heaps one day, because it just won't. Brightstar, so it's still sitting at 39. It's friggin', they had a good quarter, like on the processing side, on the last parcel sent to the OPA. They've got all their funding sorted for the mill, a couple $100 million cash, but he got the debt in place. Just waiting on permits. I'm sure that's within a month or so. Permits to actually start pouring concrete at that Goldfields operation. And yeah, they're going to be creating a 75,000 ounce per annum operation out at the Goldfields at Laverton, and then hopefully feeding that into a sandstone mineral resource and reserve upgrade. So we're like either side of that is not really getting value, because they're going to end up with multi-million ounces pairing them together. So still ticking along. Don't know if anyone's going to have a tickle at it, but I'm unsure about fucking gold at the moment, to be honest, because if it keeps frigging going down, all this stuff just absolutely goes to shit, because money's going to fly out of the likes of what I've got here. Brightstar, Torque, Kaiser Reef, Medallion, New Murchison, and likely WAF. They're the ones that money flies out of the most when gold price goes down. So Torque's pulled back a bit, 45 cents. They're still waiting for a heap of info to come out effectively. I don't know how if they're going to really capitalise themselves, or they're talking about, they're sitting with, I think it's 13 mil in the bank. They've got options to convert. Are they going to get a big funding package in and really amp up this drilling, or are they just going to be selective? Don't know what they're doing with, they've got the Canadian asset. That's got a bit of nickel in it. And then they've got New Dawn and Penzance on the either side, and like the New Dawn, all the New Dawn tenements, that's what all that 85 million performance rights are attached to. If they can fuck them off and cancel the performance rights somehow, that'll take a big overhang of the stock. So forget the share count. I think it's 600 odd million shares, but there's about 15% of it's contained within these performance rights, which vest on a change of control. So waiting to see what the promotional train of Simon Lawson does with Torque now that he's non-exec chair and Craig Jones is going to be the MD and Big Monty's there. So see what happens there. Kaiser Reef had a bit of a bounce yesterday. Again, undervalued. After interviewing Brad, I was impressed with what they've got in place. He's a miner. Looks like it's all happening. They need some quarterly bloody positive cash flow. And Malden, they need to get that rehab done and the drilling done to start, which is going to sounds like about August. We would start hearing results from Kaiser from Malden drilling, but hitting some old stuff there and creating a potential second mining story out at Malden, in addition to Henty, is going to be a big catalyst. So we're hanging on, waiting and seeing. New Murchison Gold, NMG, impressive cash build, 63 mil, even at bloody plus $6,000 an ounce. They will likely be still printing cash. They don't have a mill, but they do not need one. West Gold need the dirt. They're taking overs every quarter. And New Murchison are absolutely printing cash. So their cash balance, like if they have a okay quarter, they would likely be at 200 mil cash by the end of Q4 and continuing on beyond that with growth stories at Crown Prince East, Lydia, potential Crown Prince Underground. So things are going well, but they've still, gold price has shit itself and they've gone back from 7 cents down to 5 cents. So sitting pretty flat there. Medallion was, I assume they would have been looking at those Mount Holland gold tenements that went to Mika. Mika Metals. Mika Metals bloody are now in bloody Forestania. Absolutely makes no sense synergistic-wise. The only thing it would make sense for is that Medallion Mika are using those tenements to try and get in with Medallion or merge or something. And you look at, I'll just show you the share price performance of Mika. Absolutely bloody, yeah, she shit itself. Back from 30 cents down to 14, sitting at 14 cents. So a big lot of selling there. Yeah, it was, that was a very interesting. Very interesting. So Medallion probably didn't need it. It would have been nice to have, but yeah, considering what Mika paid for it. And yeah, so anyway, Medallion waiting on execution. They talked about early ore coming out of Lounge Lizard, so we'll wait and see. Yeah, another one on execution, but I'm unsure about gold at the moment. I'm unsure about gold. Anyway, hanging on. Last one, Phoenix, bit of a smaller position, only about 10K in it. So, yeah, that could be just a bloody long-term story. I've got iron ore exposure. I was impressed with Johnny's interview. I like their long-term vision. So, might be ticking along. I can't bloody deploy anything extra anywhere else because I'm all friggin' taken up. So, fund update, the number. So, as I said, I put 10 extra in to breakthrough. 190, so it's 139. So in old money, 129. So it is going up. Thanks to breakthrough. Daily move since I last reported up 5%. So still down, but there is hope. A bit of a gold rebound and a breakthrough going off its head would be sensational. So quick look across the screen. Fucking getting hammered, I would imagine. Let's have a look. We've got, oh my God, New Murchison down 4%. Yuck. Medallion down 1. Phoenix up a little bit. What's Liontown doing? Liontown down 1.6. WAF down 1. Brightstar down 1. Torque, bloody flat. Yuck. Yuck across the screen. Bloody Kaiser Reef, what's that at? Down a bit. Everything's down. New Murchison down 4%. Jesus Christ. Things aren't good. Anyway, we're holding on for frickin' dear life. And the NASDAQ started to fucking go up as well. My God. Anyway, that's what's going on. Righto. God, fuck. Right, anyway, the only thing that cheers me up is pretty much talking about bloody Canetoad. Thanks to Canetoad for being the DOSH sponsor. God, bloody. Anyway, Canetoad, if you can make the market go up, that'd be friggin' great. Righto, cheers, punters. Have a good one.